What did your family talk about education growing up?
Education was like the main focus in like for everything all the time. Like growing up, education was so important. My parents, my dad didn't finish middle school in Ecuador, and then my mom, she finished middle school in Ecuador.
Has anyone else in your family ever gone to college or?
My sister, she went to college. She went to college in Ecuador, and she was in her last year of med school, and then she just decided to not go anymore. And I think that really like saddened my parents because she was so close, and then all of a sudden she's like, you know what, I don't want to do it anymore. And then it was like, okay, Jessica, like now it's up to you, like set the bar up high for your other siblings. I was like, okay, so like now I'm in like personal territory, but it could have been her.
Are you the first in your family to graduate college?
Yeah, I'm the first one to graduate high school and college. A lot of people have the mentality that they are not able to continue their education, and that leaves them hopeless, and many times they drop out of high school. And I think that's what happened with my brothers.
How do you feel about it? Do you feel like it was a barrier? Do you feel like it was like?
I think for many people, or most people, it holds you back. I think for me, it had an opposite effect because I believe that it empowered me. I knew my status. I knew I was undocumented. I knew that I was competing with people who were coming from private schools.
And even in New York City, where sort of students don't really see that, you know, how much a paper, a status, you know, a background plays a role in how and what opportunities you have in life. I feel that City College, in that sense, gives a success story, kind of.
When I started teaching here at City College, I started meeting a lot of these amazing students, and they happened to be undocumented. And I saw that on the one hand, when you're a refugee, like I was, you get so many supports, and when you're undocumented, not only do you not get these supports, you get so many hurdles put in your way. And I just didn't see that as fair, and I didn't see that as right. So
you'll be headed to four stations, and each station will ask you a riddle. Hopefully your goal is to try and answer the riddle so you can learn the life of a doctor student.
So to have this opportunity to work with people from all over the world, who immigrate from all over the world, and not just to talk about these issues, but to have students who have lived these experiences is really special. Also to be part of the Dream Team is something that, you know, is really special to me, and to see the work that's been done over the last few years through the Students Initiative, right? Because I have my own things that I want going on, but it's them doing it has been really special. So yeah, City College and immigration, I feel, go hand in hand. We have a President Lisa, who supports us 1,000%. A few years ago, there was a push for the CUNYs to each start their own dream teams. And I think it was through the New York State Youth Leadership Council, they were kind of supporting this initiative and had talked to two students at City College, and they were looking for a faculty advisor. And because of the work I had done with some of these students in the Living Undocumented film, they approached me to see if I would be the advisor for the Dream Team. So that was, I believe, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And now it's kind of taken on.
So originally, I joined the CCNY Dream Team as well. And it was just, we were very small, we were like, I think like a couple of students. It was more of just like a safe space for undocumented students and allies, just to talk about, you know, the issues that they were going through at that time.
Just being in a group of students who have similar struggles, whether it was about being undocumented or having to work 50 hours a week or whatever, just being in that type of environment and creating that type of community definitely like shapes and influences your college career experience.
One of the things we did in January was we took a group of students to Oaxaca, Mexico, and 5 of the students were undocumented, but they went with advanced parole because they have
It's called the Dora Center for Alternatives, and it is an NGO. They collectively aid undocumented minors, or they're actually called unaccompanied children. Most of them are from Central America, Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador. So during my time at the door, I helped the attorneys with the cases, drafting motions to terminate, all of this legal paperwork. But I think that the most valuable experience was actually in my last day. I was able to draft an affidavit. It becomes so much more evident how like immigrants have to navigate different worlds, especially in the court. Like, you know, the fact that some families feel sort of reluctant to accompany the unaccompanied minors because they're in a government building, you know? They're not aware of their rights, and they fear that they might be deported because they're going to come up in the system.
So, in terms of your status, how do you
Good college in general, no matter your status. But I definitely think that being here, I was able to continue embracing my status. Had I gone to a private university where more people don't understand the struggle of being an immigrant, not even like their parents, and maybe like their grandparents or their great grandparents were.
I feel like the most valuable thing about City College is that, well, first of all, the diversity, but, you know, not diversity is a cliche term that people use to describe their university, but actual down-to-earth people that work and study, you know, and have to do all of these things in order to succeed in a system that is designed for them not to.